Insight and reaction now from Cairo-based political analyst and journalist Nabila Ramdani. So some Egyptians have voiced concerns the military won't respect the outcome of the vote. They may even go far enough to rig the ballot. Do you think those fears are warranted?
Well, there have been concerns expressed at, indeed, interference in the voting. And I think Egypt has tried to play the transparency card by allowing international monitors from several organizations, including the European Commission, the League of Arab States, the African Union, but also American organizations to get into the country to supervise the elections, to make sure that the elections are fair and transparent. So they are addressing that major concern indeed.
Now, the new Egyptian constitution is still in the pipeline, and it's unclear what powers it will grant the new president. Do you think the outcome of the vote, do you think the outcome of the vote will influence the constitution?
Well, that's a crucial point you're raising, because, of course, it's important to hold, free and fair elections for the first time ever in Egypt. But the reality is that the responsibility of the new president hasn't been defined yet. The new constitution hasn't been drafted yet. So this is a major stumbling block to democracy, as people are voting for somebody who doesn't quite know which power he will hold.
Now, some activists who rallied in Tahrir Square last year say they don't feel represented by any of the current crop of candidates. Who do you think they are supposed to vote for? Ms. Ramdani, can you hear me?
Well, that's one of the fears. The young revolutionaries who massed on Tahrir Square last year feel they are left without a viable candidate to represent the spirit of the Arab Spring and to succeed Mubarak. They fear that it is a straight choice between either an Islamist candidate or indeed a former member of the Mubarak regime. Now, if an Islamist is elected, there are concerns about the fact that it should stifle pluralism. Parliament in Egypt is already dominated by Islamists. The drafting of the constitution is being done by a majority of Islamists as well. And the fear is that they will put in place an equally authoritarian regime, but based on religion. Now, if a former member of the Mubarak regime was elected, then the fear is that this person will not challenge the structure of the Mubarak regime, and he will not challenge also the military's grip on politics. So, and we've seen how young revolutionary groups have actually called for boycott today.
Now, Egypt's parliament is largely run by Islamists. Where is that taking Egypt domestically and internationally, do you think?
I think there are legitimate fears that, as I said, it will stifle political pluralism in the country. The vast majority of Egyptians are concerned that a parliament already dominated by Islamists, Islamists in charge of drafting the constitution, and if on top of that you have an Islamist president, then I think a lot of interest groups are worried that they will hold too much power. But it has also to be said that, wandering around Egypt and talking to people, the emphasis is not so much on ideology, it has to be said, but more on pragmatism. At the end of the day, Egyptians are seeking to elect somebody who's capable to fix the economy of the country. 40% of Egyptians live below the poverty line. The youth unemployment is huge, and it's a major concern. And of course, the main industry, tourism, has been hardly hit by the unstable situation over the last year. So the man the Egyptians are seeking to elect will be somebody who can restore both law and order to the country and get the economy working again.
All right. Thank you for your insight. Nabila Ramdani, political analyst and journalist, live for us from Cairo. Well, in Lebanon,